Welcome to Wyoming sugar beet harvest. Harvest season is a very busy time for us, and the safety of our ground crew is our top priority. With your help, we can make this a safe, rewarding, and profitable harvest for everyone.
I'm kind of new at this. Driving a truck's a lot different than driving a car.
It's been 53 years for me to be driving beet truck.
We run about 10 trucks. We have a lot of different drivers, varying age from in their 20s. I have one particular driver who's 85 years old and does a wonderful, wonderful job.
We start at 4:30 or 5 every morning. You got to be aware of school zones and children that are playing in the mornings and in the afternoons, because normally we're still going when they get out of school.
And then in the morning, of course, it's dark. And when the bus is coming, you watch very carefully at dark. The other thing we have is lots and lots of deer. In this area right here, they come from down in the river area and they come up here to these fields. And poor things have been hit along here, a lot of them. Right there they are, right there they are.
The field that we're harvesting is just east of town. This particular road, we go through 2 school zones, which are clearly marked, so we always need to have the proper speed through the school zones. We also go by the ballpark. Certain times of day, there's lots of traffic there, kids on bicycles, different things. So we just need to be aware of our surroundings, just be very, very safe. Safety first.
We go across railroad tracks lots of times in a day.
Railroad crossings at the factory all have cross arms, but we also have railroad crossings sometimes to some of the fields that don't have those. So we always need to be aware of oncoming trains so that there's no accidents. As we approach it in scale, we want to drive on the scale slow and stop at a nice even pace so that we don't do any damage to the scale. If we pull up to the printer, we take our card, run it across the scanner, and then we wait for the ticket to be printed.
This here says what pilers are open. Looks like 1, 3, 4, and 5.
As you approach the scales, please come slowly, being aware of your surroundings, making sure all 4 tires are on the scale properly. Line up with the printer, that's usually a good guideline. When you receive your RFID card, there will be information on the back of that card that is pertinent to the field that you are digging from. Every field has a different number, so make sure that you are with your grower verifying that you have the right card for the right field. If you do not have the correct one, relay that message to your ticket master. If you by chance lose your card, you can give the ticket master your information, and she can sometimes put that in manually for you until we can get you a new card. You will see on the printer there are piler numbers that are on there. Those are the ones that are open. After you have scanned your RFID card, making sure all the information is correct on there, the ticket master will print you out a ticket with that information on it that you will take to a piler. You usually have your choice which pilers. There are times that you will be asked to go to a specific piler depending on the temperature of the beets or weather conditions.
The temperature of the beets if they get over 50 degrees, they don't store well. And so they keep tabs of what the temperature of the beets are.
Every hour or so, we got to come check the temperature of the beets. We take the temperature of the beets to make sure that where they put them in the piles depends on what the temperature is. They like them to be around 38 degrees is a good temperature, but the warmer they are, the faster they deteriorate in the piles. It depends on how they can process the beets.
So as we leave the scale, we're going to come up here. There is a yield sign because there's a lot of traffic going to the outscale. So we want to make sure that we have room to get on the access road. We identified which pilers were open. Now we're going to identify which piler we can get to and get dumped the quickest. This is a ticket that we got when we came across the in scale. you need to look and make sure that you have your right contract number, because that card has the information for the grower, which contract it is or what field it came from, and the truck number. So that's important.
Then once you get your weigh ticket in, it'll either have a mark on it or it'll be blank, one or the other. The one that has the X on it is the one that they will take the tare. And they take a bag of tare, which is the beets dropping out of the chute right into this bag. And that's taken into the factory. When it's done, it gives you your sugar percentage, and it also gives you your tare percentage.
This piler here, it just moved. It can move while trucks are on the unloading ramp, which is a big deal. It's a new deal. This is the only piler that does it that we have here. It saves a lot of time.
Here at Wyoming Sugar, we have 5 pilers that we receive beets on. Our goal as a piler crew is to unload your load of sugar beets efficiently and safely as possible. And we ask in return for you to watch out for our crew members that are on the ground, as they will be doing multiple tasks along with helping and guiding you over. We also ask, if you're a new driver, to please let a ground crew member know that this is your first time and you may need assistance in the unloading process. Safety is number one here, and we want everybody to be aware of their surroundings and what is taking place on the pieces of equipment that we are unloading with. Once you have received your ticket at the scale house, we would ask and remind you to please turn on your headlights and please follow all posted speed limits and yield signs. When you leave the scale and you've received your printed ticket, make sure to take note of which piler is open. They will be posted on the printer box that you got that ticket from. You'll turn out onto the outer drive and you'll be choosing pilers 1 through 5. Once you've chosen that piler, make sure there's no cones blocking that driveway and no cones posted in front of the crossovers. In those scenarios, that piler is shut down at that moment. With safety in mind on the pilers, make sure that in the unloading position, you've applied your parking brakes and you're aware of the ground crew members surrounding your truck. The ground crew members are here to assist you, and that we ask any conversations between members and drivers are respectful and relate to the job at hand. The crew members will be guiding you across the unloading process, and also as you receive your tare dirt once your load has ran across the machine.
We're going to go up on piler number 3 right now, and once we dump our beets and proceed to get our dirt, this particular piler has a much longer boom up to the pile, so you have more room with this one to maneuver a longer truck. The piler we're going to drive up on right here is the older style of drive over. So once you drive onto the piler, you drive past it just a little bit, the back door will come open, and then there's another plate that comes up behind your truck, and you will back up against that plate and put your brake on. And that helps keep that rubber flap up against your truck so the beets don't spill. A couple of the pilers have scoop doors, so those scoop doors, you will drive over that drive over, and there is an electric eye that will turn a light on, a red light that tells you when to stop. So you just stop on that one. You don't have to back up. And then you dump your beets, and then you can proceed. After you dump your beets and move off the piler, that scoop door will raise up and dump the beets back into the conveyor. Approach the piler slowly. Make sure you're centered. And as your trailer comes across, they will generally motion to you how far you need to go. Or once your back tires get over, then you stop. You wait for the gates to come up. You apply your brakes, take it out of gear. When you look in your rearview mirror, there are 4 lights back there. There's a green light, there's a red light, there's a light that comes on with an arrow that goes up, and there's a light that comes on with an arrow that goes down. So after you pull onto the piler and you get your trailer positioned, they will turn on a light, generally the up arrow, for you to dump your box. When that light is on, you will either dump your box or run your conveyor chain. When they shut that light off, you need to stop dumping your truck or stop your conveyor. While we're waiting for the truck to unload, we're watching the lights to see when our truck is empty. Once our truck is empty, then we're going to close our tailgate, shut our PTO off, shut our conveyors off, and then we're going to proceed forward. So I just got the green light to go down with the box or shut it off. So I'm going to shut my stuff off, close my gate, release my brake, put it in gear, and proceed under the dirt belt. So you want to line up so that you can get the dirt in your box. You wait for the belt. It turns on, puts the dirt in your box. You wait for that dirt belt to stop. And then the way I pulled up, I need to back up a little bit so I can turn away from the piler. So we got that, and we're now turning back away from the piler. We need to make sure that when we pull onto the piler, and when we're on the piler, and when we're leaving the piler, that we know where the piler crew is at all times so that we don't have any accidents.
Once in unloading position on the crossover, depending on the 2 styles of trucks that are unloaded, a live bottom tractor trailer or a dump box, you'll be given 2 different signals to safely unload the beets. In a box truck, there will be a green signal arrow given to the driver. Once the signal arrow is on, the driver will raise the box until the signal light goes off. Once the signal light is gone off, stop raising the bed of the truck to avoid spillage or overfilling the crossover belt. The signal light will then turn back on, at which point you continue raising the bed until signal arrow goes off. The green arrow will be used to unload the beets until load is completed, at which point a red light will be flashed to lower your box back down. In a live bottom, a green signal arrow will be flashed on, which means begin unloading the beets out of the trailer. The operator will flash a red light to stop or pause the unloading of the live bottom trailer, and then again up arrow to restart the trailer. Once the trailer is unloaded, the operator will flash a red light again and signal you to pull forward to receive your tear dirt. We also understand that in a longer semi that you will have to pull farther forward towards the pile, at which point the operator will swing the booms out of your way. So please be patient and allow them to give you the room needed for your truck. Once you received your tear dirt and you're ready to proceed to the outscale, again, make sure the location of the ground crew members are noted and that you can safely pull away. I was waiting for somebody. Note the position of your ground crew members and also the power cords to each piler. These power cords should be marked with orange cones, and if in the case that you have to cross them, the power cord will be buried under the ground and marked again at which point to drive over.
If there's any instances while you're on the piler and you need to ask some questions, you can ask any of the crew there at the piler and they will help you get on and off safely and answer any questions you might have. So now we're approaching the outscale. What we need to do right now is let the personnel in the scale house know which piler we were on. So I will hold up the number of fingers. I was on piler number 3. She gives me the thumbs up. She saw which piler I was on, and I proceed up slowly to the scanner. I'm going to take my card, scan the outscale, and wait for my ticket. This is a ticket that was printed. It's going to show my gross weight, my empty weight, and my net weight. Also will give me which piler I was on, which contract it is, what day it is, and the grower name.
As drivers and crew members, we are all invested in the safety and efficiency of our harvest. And we ask of each member and driver to be on top of their game when we're unloading our sugar beets. With all of our help, we can have a fun and safe harvest each year.
With your help, we can take this crop from field to factory to final product within a matter of months. Please remember to stay safe and enjoy this harvest season.